What if I told you that the richest people you know probably don't act rich at all? They don't dress like it. They don't spend like it. They don't brag about it. And in many cases, you would never guess they're millionaires even if you stood next to them in line at the grocery store. Because the truth is this: real wealth is almost never loud, but the behaviors that create it are extremely unusual. Today, we're diving into the millionaire habits that most people would never believe. Habits that quietly build seven-figure net worths while everyone else wonders how average-looking people end up financially free. Let's begin. The first unbelievable behavior: they hate spending money. Most people assume millionaires love fancy cars, luxury restaurants, and designer clothing. But the majority of self-made millionaires, they act like spending money is physically painful. They drive Toyotas and Hondas. They buy clothes at Costco or Uniqlo. They know that every unnecessary purchase delays financial freedom, and to them, that trade-off isn't worth it. What's unbelievable to the average person is that wealthy people enjoy frugality. Not in a cheap way, but in a way that protects their freedom. They obsessively track their money. You wouldn't believe how many millionaires track their spending down to the dollar. They know their net worth, their investments, their goals, their yearly expected returns. Average people check their bank accounts to see if their card will work. Millionaires check their accounts to make sure their money is working. To them, money is a tool, not a mystery. They rarely upgrade their lifestyle. This is one of the most shocking behaviors. Most people increase their spending as soon as their income goes up. Millionaires do the opposite. They lock in their lifestyle and let their investments rise. It's not natural, it's not emotionally easy, but it's one of the main reasons their wealth snowballs. The more their income grows, the less temptation controls them. They prefer being invisible. This is one of the biggest misconceptions. Millionaires don't want attention, they want freedom. Most self-made wealthy people don't post about their wealth. They don't show receipts. They don't try to look rich. The loudest person in the room usually has the least money. The quietest one usually has assets. They avoid debt like it's toxic. While many people jump into debt to upgrade life, millionaires treat unnecessary debt like poison. They use debt strategically, for business, for real estate, for cash flow investments. But consumer debt, luxury debt, lifestyle debt, absolutely not. This is one of the most unbelievable traits. Even millionaires fear debt. They focus on ownership, not income. Middle-class people ask, "How much do you earn?" Millionaires ask, "What do you own that earns for you?" The difference is enormous. Savings account, not ownership. Your car, not ownership. Your clothes, definitely not ownership. Millionaires acquire stocks, real estate, businesses, intellectual property, revenue-producing assets. They aren't chasing a higher salary, they're buying freedom. You may not believe this, but most millionaires read between 20 to 50 books per year, mainly about finance, psychology, investing, business, and human behavior. Reading gives them an unfair advantage. They multiply the experiences of others instead of making every mistake themselves. This one habit compounds like investing. Millionaires multiply what they learn, using the experiences from books to avoid common pitfalls and accelerate their growth. Most people want results immediately. Millionaires operate in a different time dimension. They think, where will this investment be in 10 years? What habits will matter when I'm 60? How can I build something permanent? This long-term mindset sets them apart. This long-term mindset makes average people think they're slow. But then, years later, everyone wonders how they got rich so fast. One of the most unbelievable millionaire behaviors is this: they don't chase excitement, they chase consistency. They prefer index funds, rental properties, long-term equity, and compound growth. No hype, no gambling, no 10x quick flips. Their wealth comes from things anyone can do, but almost no one does consistently. Millionaires don't treat time as something they can waste. They treat it as their most precious currency. They outsource tasks that drain them, automate bills, automate investments, and cut out people, habits, and commitments that don't align with their goals. It's not that they're busy, they're intentional. While the average person relies on one income source, millionaires build several, not all at once, but brick by brick. A millionaire might have a salary, dividends, rental income, business profits, royalties, and interest income. This isn't luck, it's design. Here's an unbelievable behavior almost no one talks about. Millionaires are extremely selective about who they spend time with, not because they think they're better, but because they know that people are contagious. Ambition is contagious, laziness is contagious, optimism is contagious, so is complaining. Millionaires curate their environment intentionally. Most people panic during financial drops. Millionaires treat market crashes like a shopping sale. Why? Because their decisions are based on logic, not emotion. They know markets always recover, buy low, hold forever. Fear-based decisions destroy wealth. Their calmness is one of their superpowers. One of the most unbelievable millionaire traits is this: they blame no one. Not the government, not the economy, not their parents, not luck. They take full responsibility for their outcomes, which gives them power. People who blame external factors stay stuck because they give away their control. They treat their health like a financial asset: sleep, nutrition, exercise, and stress management. Millionaires treat their body as the machine that produces income. This behavior shocks people who think rich individuals are reckless. But the wealthy know, if your health collapses, your wealth becomes meaningless. They think before they spend. Before buying anything, millionaires ask, will this purchase make my life better or just make me look better? Most people don't think like this, which is why the average person is broke and stressed, while millionaires seem calm. They know when to be extremely patient and when to be aggressive. They are patient with investments, compounding, long-term goals, but they are aggressive with opportunities, skill acquisition, income growth, building assets. This combination is rare and incredibly powerful. They don't try to impress anyone. They don't care about status symbols. They care about freedom. They buy assets instead of approval. They choose independence over validation. And ironically, that's why they end up with both wealth and confidence. They constantly reinvent themselves. Millionaires don't cling to old skills or old versions of themselves. They stay adaptable. New economy, they learn it. New technology, they explore it. New opportunities, they test them. The average person avoids change. Millionaires use change as leverage. They don't micromanage their investments. While others panic check the stock market daily, millionaires practically forget about their investments. Why? Because their strategy is simple, long-term, automated, and boring. They don't need chaos to feel alive. They need their money to grow quietly. The final unbelievable behavior: they live below their means even when they don't have to. This is the behavior that shocks people the most. Millionaires could flex. They could upgrade, they could splurge constantly, but they don't. Because wealth is a mindset, not a performance. They'd rather be free, be secure, be independent, be invisible, than be impressive. Conclusion: wealth comes from quiet discipline. When you look closely, millionaire behavior isn't magical or lucky. It's consistent, it's intentional, and it's often the opposite of what society celebrates. And that's the whole point. Real wealth is built quietly, through habits most people would never believe. And tomorrow we will talk about dividend income from $1,000.